Greetings, everyone. Coach C. Aziz Muhammad here. Just wanted to come to you a few minutes and talk to you about why this opportunity is much better than going out and getting a part time job, and why this is such a phenomenal full time career as well. I'm talking about being a final expense specialist. I'm super excited about this video. So I want to go ahead and jump right into it. First of all, I want to talk about the pros and cons of going out and getting a part-time job. So let's deal with some of the pros. Okay, obviously you can earn some extra income. Depending on the network of people that you're working around, then there's some great networking opportunities potentially. Okay, and then you may potentially be learning a new skill set. Depending on what you're doing. A lot of times you're not. A lot of times people go out and get part-time job just to make a few extra dollars. Need to be able to make ends meet around the house. So they're typically not networking. They typically not learning new skill sets. It's just simply 100% a way for them to go out and earn a few extra bucks. Now, let's talk about the cons or the downside to a part-time job. Well, you're typically going to be working 20 to 30 hours extra. Okay, so that's more time away from home, more time away from the kids. You've already worked a full-time job, and now you're going to leave work and go work another job and put in 20 to 30 hours extra. Uh, I think I don't like that scenario. Most of them don't pay well. A lot of times people are out there working part-time jobs making $10, $15 an hour. I've seen people making $8 an hour on a part-time job. Sometimes it's just simply not worth it, in my opinion. Okay, you're gonna leave one boss, okay, and go to another boss, and we all know that. People say that boss is double SOB, okay, spelled backwards. So why would you want another boss when you don't have to have one? Somebody telling you when to come to work, when to leave, when to take your lunch break, and so on. We know how that goes. Okay, 20 to 30% of that money that you're going to make, that extra money that you're trying to make, is going to go straight to taxes. Straight to Uncle Sam. Usually there's no benefits, and it's tiring. Like I said in the beginning, you leave one job, you head out to the next, and then let's look at the income potential for a part-time job. you know, People, typically work 25 hours a week or so. Let's say if you're making $15 per hour, then that gross income is $375 a week. And after taxes, you can expect to bring home $282 per week, $1,128 per month. Now, I'm not saying that's not good. I mean, obviously, an extra $1,100 a month is great. Statistics say if people had an extra $500 to $1,000 a month coming in, they could have avoided repos and foreclosures and all kind of stuff like that. So, I'm not saying that that's not a good thing. I'm just talking about the downside to having a part-time job and all the cons that I went over versus having a great part-time business or part-time opportunity. So let's look at that. Let's start off with the income potential, because a lot of people listening to this really don't understand how final expense specialists get paid. So let's look at this example. This is a final expense specialist on a 65% contract, and they get a 60% advance. Okay, we're going out talking to clients. Our average client is spending $60 per month. So I just want to lay a little groundwork there. So $60 per month times 12 is $720 in what we call annual premium. Okay, so if you're not familiar with that, that's how final expense specialists get paid, is based on the annual premium, based on what we anticipate that client spending over the next 12 months. So the annual premium. Okay, so if you was on the 65% contract, 65% of the 720 would be $468, and then we would get advanced a 60% advance of that $468, which would be roughly $280.80. Okay, per week if you went out and made one sale per week. And then we're talking about roughly 1123.20 in your pocket. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, that's not much different than the part-time job. I mean, if we go back, you were making 1128 on the part-time job, and with the part-time opportunity, you're making 1123. So actually, we're talking about $5, $4.80 more you would make on a part-time job. So it's not much difference there. But now let's look at the pros and cons though. Here's where the difference is. Working that part-time job, you went out and put in 25 hours. To do this as a final expense specialist, we're talking about working maybe 4 hours a week, okay? Maybe 4 hours a week just to get one sale in per week, maybe 4 hours per week. So you get to stay home and spend more time with your family. Okay, you're not ripping and running and putting all these extra hours in. We're talking about 4 hours. If you worked 4 hours on that part-time job, after taxes, you bring home about $45 a week. Okay, so that's a big difference. We're talking about only putting in 4 hours to generate that same $1,100. You don't have a boss. Okay, you're your own boss. That means you have complete control of when you work, your schedule, how much time you work, how much time you take off. You're in complete control. If some kind of family event or anything come up, guess what? You're in control. You don't have to ask off to go to these events and different things like that. Not only that, but this is a business. So you're going to get the tax benefits of owning a business, okay? And there are tremendous tax benefits there. If you're not aware of them, and if you already have a business and you just want some additional advice on that, please feel free to reach out. I got started in the income tax industry over 20 years ago, so I've seen a lot, and I can definitely help in that category as well. And with this business, we get something that's called a pay through, right? So as you can see, I said you would make $468 and they would advance you to 80. Well, that means there's another $187 out there. So you got money coming in on the back end. 8 months down the road, you're going to start receiving that additional money, that 187.20. If you're not familiar with how that works, get back with the person who showed you this video, and they can explain that in more detail. Now you're going to also get renewals. Guess what? When you're working as a final expense specialist, you're going to be able to get paid on this business for the life of that policy that you wrote. Okay, so if you went out and wrote a 50-year-old and they live another 28, 30 years, and they keep their policy in place, you're getting paid month after month. After the first year, you're getting paid month after month for the life of that policy. And this is a willable business. Okay, so on a part-time job, you're just going in, trading hours for dollars, making a little money. But here you're actually building a business. Something happened to you, you can actually pass that business on to your children, to your children's children. Okay, so there are a lot of pros with doing this, using this business model instead of going out and working a part-time job. Now, what are the cons? Okay, the cons are there are no guarantees. Okay, you gotta actually go out and do some work and make some sales. But like I said, you can do one sale a week, putting in maybe 4 or 5 hours. Okay, but it's not guaranteed. If you go out and put 25 hours in, making $15 an hour, you know what that check gonna be, so you feel more secure. Okay, with that. A lot of times, with this type of business, there's a feeling of insecurity or less secure, and people want security. I say be careful with that, okay? Because you think you have security, but what you really are is in prison. Okay, remember, you're trapped, you're not in control. If you don't believe me, go to prison, visit any prison, and they got something called maximum security. Okay, so if you really want some security, go to prison. Okay, but if you want freedom, okay, you want to get a business that you can actually work and earn some income and then begin to free yourself, time freedom and financial freedom. So those are the cons to that. But as you can see, they're really not cons if you truly understand. So I like to say there's 3 types of categories. You have sometime people, part-time people, and full-time people. In the example that I just gave you, where you can make the $1,123 one sale per week, working 4 to 5 hours per week. That's what we call a sometime person. Okay, because you really can't even consider yourself part-time if that's all you're doing, because just like with a part-time job, you got to be putting in 15, 20, 25 hours to really even be considered part-time. Okay, so you have people who work their business as final expense specialists sometime, but even just on a sometime basis, they're making an extra $1,100 a month. But a true part-time person is working 15 to 30 hours per week and closing a minimum of 2 sales per week. So with 2 sales, that's a monthly income of approximately $2,246.40. That's a significant amount of money just to be working part-time. Let's put that into perspective. Okay, if you were working a job, you would have to have a salary of about $35,000 to bring home $2,246 after taxes. So we're talking about a part-time opportunity, 15 to 30 hours per week, and you're bringing in what the majority of the people make on their full-time job. You're bringing in more than they make, actually, because the average income here in the state of North Carolina, where I live, is less than the 35,000 per year. Okay, so let's look at full-time. Now, just like with a full-time job, you need to be working at least 40 hours per week, making a minimum of 6 sales per week. And if you're doing that, this is going to generate $1,684.80 per week. That's $87,609.60 per year in advance commissions. That is a lot of money. Now you're making way above what the average person is making. I guarantee you, for the most of the people watching this, you can pick out your closest 10 friends, and none of them make $87,000 a year or better. Now, I didn't say everybody. Obviously, some people watching this, are in that category. But the majority of the people who watch this, if they pick out their 10 closest friends or acquaintances or associates, they will all be making less than 87,000. So that's significant, okay? And guess what? None of these things that I mentioned, none of these three categories, the sometime, the part-time, and the full-time, these amounts that I'm illustrating here, none of them include what we call pay through. None of them include renewals, and none of them include overrides. Okay, so overrides is simply when you go out and build a team, and now you can actually benefit off the efforts of your team as well. J. Paul Getty said, "I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own." He understood something about building teams and having leveraged income. But these numbers that I'm illustrating doesn't even include all that other money that we get to partake in. So I'm super excited about this. I mean, we simply have a better way. I mean, if you're watching this and you making decent money, but you hate your job, give us a try. Okay. If you're watching this and you love your job, but you're not making enough money, give us a try. Okay. If you're watching this and you've been thinking about a full-time, getting a part-time job just to make ends meet, give us a try. It doesn't matter what category you fall in, give us a try. A lot of times people think, okay, well, I got a business already. I got my full-time job and I got my part-time business on the side. Yeah, but let's look at the income potential. Okay. You just saw just a fraction of what we can get done here. Okay, the income potential here is phenomenal. I run into a lot of people who have a network marketing business and they think that's their part-time business. Let me tell you, I'm not saying anything negative towards that, but what I'm saying is I can take 20 motivated people with this opportunity and make $250,000 when most of the time in like a network marketing type opportunity, you got to have tens of thousands of people to make $250,000, if not hundreds of thousands. Okay. It just takes way too many people, way too much effort. I can take 10 motivated, hard charging, ready to go people, actually 20 hard charging, ready to go people, and make $250,000 here with this type of business model. So it's just a better way. As long as you're willing to follow the system and work your business like a job. You know, a lot of times people will say work your business like a business. No, treat your business like a job, meaning put the hours in and follow the system. If you're working sometime, put the hours in. If you're working part-time, put the 15 to 30 hours in. And if you're working full-time, put the 40 plus hours in and actually be working for those hours, not playing around with your, you know, what we like to call busy work, okay, but actually working. If you do that, you can't fail. It's a foolproof business, foolproof business. You can't fail if you do that. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Again, my name is Coach C. Aziz Muhammad, 980-429-7197. Let's get you started. I'm super excited. I like to say, catch the vision, commit to the vision, and share the vision. And I'll see y'all at the top. There's plenty of room for everyone. Bye-bye for now.